नमस्कार, पेप्टिक टाइम में आपका स्वागत है। हमारे चारों तरफ बहुत कुछ बदल रहा है और बदलते दौर में हम हमेशा उस दौर की चर्चा करते हैं। हमारे इस चैनल ने इस नए प्रोग्राम के साथ अपने चारों तरफ बदल रहे जीवन पर भी चर्चा करने की कोशिश की है और इसीलिए एक नया प्रोग्राम टेबल डिस्कशन आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं। और इस कार्यक्रम का पहला ये एपिसोड है शिक्षा को समर्पित, यानी हमारे चारों तरफ जो एजुकेशन जीवन में बदलाव आ रहा है उस पर आज डिस्कशन करेंगे। किस तरीके से आज उच्च शिक्षा हो या स्कूल एजुकेशन हो, दोनों में बदलाव आ रहा है और ये बदलाव हमारी नई पीढ़ी को कितना फ़ायदेमंद है, इस पर डिस्कशन करेंगे। हम इस वक्त शीलिंग पब्लिक स्कूल में हैं और हमारे साथ शीलिंग पब्लिक स्कूल के विभिन्न कक्षाओं के प्रतिभाशाली बच्चे, जिन्हें ब्रांड एम्बेसडर्स के रूप में यहाँ रखा गया है, वो हमारे साथ हैं। साथ ही बहुत ही क्वालिफाइड स्टाफ जो कि हाल ही में अपॉइंट हुआ है और विदेशों में अपनी सेवाएं देकर एजुकेशन जगत में अभी हमारे बीच आए हैं, उनसे भी चर्चा करेंगे। और कई सवाल होंगे स्टूडेंट्स के और उनके जवाब होंगे हमारे शिक्षकों के पास। और इस तरह से इस टेबल डिस्कशन के माध्यम से हम इस एजुकेशन जगत में चल रहे बदलावों को समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस कार्यक्रम में। सबसे पहले मैं चाहूँगा कि हम एक एक करके अपना परिचय दें ताकि हमारे दर्शक आपसे रूबरू हो सकें।
I am Sanskar Pathak. I am a student of class 11th Bio section.
My name is Pranjal Chaudhary and I am a student of class 12th Commerce.
Hello, my name is Pragati Gupta. I have just appeared in class 12.
Hello, my name is Vaishnavi Gupta. I had just appeared in class 12 from Commerce Street.
Hello, I am Ishita Gupta, who just appeared in class 12 examination and from Maths Stream.
Hello, my name is Shastri Nagaria and I am a student of standard 12th Maths.
Hello, my name is Harshil Nagaria and I am a student of class 12th Science.
I am Sneha Joseph from Kerala. I am handling English in this room.
Hello, I am Mini Gurwar. I am from Kerala. I am taking 2nd to 5th standard English.
I am E.B. Pereira from Kerala. I will be handling classes of accountancy and business studies in +1 and +2.
Myself, Dr. D. Misra, Director Academics, Shealing Public School.
Vice Principal of Shealing Public School. I am from Bangkok.
Hi, I am Subhash Kumar, came from Kerala and just recently joined the school as a physics teacher of the grades from 9 to 12.
थैंक यू एवरीवन। आप सभी ने अपना परिचय दिया, हमारे दर्शकों तक आपका परिचय पहुंच गया और अब शुरू करते हैं इस डिस्कशन को। और सबसे पहले हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को लेते हैं और उनसे जानना चाहेंगे कि वो आज इस डिस्कशन में कौन से ऐसी अपने मन की जिज्ञासाएं हैं, क्वेरीज हैं जो अपने टीचर्स के सामने रखना चाहेंगे।
According to you, what is education system?
Well, according to me, education system should change. It should bring about the whole change in a person. You should not be limited to learning certain subjects like mathematics, science, or social studies, but rather we should be something which could reform and bring about a useful citizen. Not only an intellectual citizen, but also a person who is useful and who is sensitive to his near and dear ones, even all the animate things around him. So as a responsible citizen, I think we need to change or need to bring about a paradigm shift in the sphere of education, because the present education is trying to bring about only intellectual giants, but whereas they are losing their grounds on sensitivity, humility, simplicity, etc.
The schools are like this party coming in the higher students are more fascinated towards coachings. They are like their mind are set. The coachings are best in school. That's why they are more fascinated toward coachings, like they are doing quota and all and doing school private. So what do you think? Where's the problem?
तो इस सवाल को मैं चाहूँगा डायरेक्टर सर भी और आप भी और प्रिंसिपल मैम भी, तीनों लोग इस पर अपनी राय दें।
Well, I shall just begin with Dr. Sir and Vice Principal will explain to you in Hindi.
In fact, that is one of the relevant questions which you asked. And this year onwards, we have also made a tie with an entrance coaching center. So what you may probably get in Gotha or some other places of coaching, we are also trying to focus the same coaching to be given, to be rendered to the students in this institution itself. So thereby, you need not shift your place from one place or go away from your home and stay in a different place and get the coaching. But you can continue your studies as well as be available to the coaching classes too. Okay, either you can appear for medical entrance or engineering entrance, etc., you will also be made able in the institution itself. So Dr. D. Mitra will be able to help you more.
Ishita, your question was very important and everybody want the answer to this question. बड़ी बात ये है कि बच्चे आखिर स्कूल ना आकर कोचिंग क्यों जाना चाहते हैं. इसका एक सिंपल सा आंसर है कि पेरेंट एज वेल एज students both want to a successful person in a shortcut way. Now, what is the shortcut way? If they go to some coaching institute, they will prepare according to that and they will get through the competition. Correct? But actually what happens? If you take the example of quota, then every year lakhs of students go there. How many are get selected? Not even 1%. Not even 1%. But if you just go through the history of those students who attend the classes, either here in Sadarpur or in some other cities, and then you go to the result of those students, you will find at least 30 to 40% are successful. Okay? So what is the reason behind it? कारण ये है कि जो बच्चे माँ बाप ये चाहते हैं कि उस कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का बड़ा नाम है, वहाँ भेज देते हैं. अब बच्चे का बेस कितना स्ट्रांग है, वहाँ जो कुछ दिया जा रहा है उसे ग्रास्प करने की उनकी क्षमता कितनी है, वो अपने पास रख पाते हैं नहीं रख पाते हैं, ये मैटर करता है. अगर हर एक स्कूल जैसे आपका शीलिंग स्कूल है, अच्छी से अच्छी फैकल्टी आपको प्रोवाइड कराता है, आपके सामने है. और ये पहला अटेम्प्ट नहीं है. हमारे स्कूल में इससे पहले भी ये सुविधाएं आप बच्चों को उपलब्ध कराया है. तो मेरे हिसाब से बड़ी बात ये है कि पेरेंट्स को भी समझना है और बच्चों को भी समझना है कि वो आखिर सही रास्ते पे किधर से जाएंगे, शॉर्टकट अपनाएं या मेहनत करके वो सही रास्ता.
पेरेंट की काउंसलिंग बहुत ज़रूरी है. मैम, लेकिन ये जो सवाल है कि इतने बड़ी तादाद में कोचिंग संस्थान आज डेवलप हुए हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं बच्चों को खींचने के पीछे वो चमक दमक जो है वो कुछ ना कुछ तो काम कर ही रही है.
हाँ, मैं उसके लिए बिल्कुल कहूँगी, लेकिन मेन थिंग इज़ दैट वेन एवर वी विल रन एनी इंस्टीट्यूट वी हैव सम लिमिटेशन है. सपोज वी विल प्रोवाइड द ईच एंड एवरी पीरियड अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर सब्जेक्ट, बट इन कोचिंग we decide our slot according to subject. Suppose हिंदी में मैं बोलना ज़रूर चाहूँगी कि अगर हमें इंग्लिश टीच करना है या साइंस टीच करना है, कोचिंग प्रोवाइड यू लाइक दैट कि चलिए एक 3 घंटे रेगुलरली में आपको ये चीज़ पढ़ाया जाएगा, बट वी कांट डू दैट थिंग्स इन इंस्टीट्यूट बिकॉज वी हैव नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट है. और एक कोचिंग में जब आप देंगे यू हैव द लॉट ऑफ मनी, दैन डेफिनेटली यू विल स्पेंड दैट. बट व्हेन यू जॉइन दैट इंस्टीट्यूट we have some limitation, but we ready to cooperate for each and everybody, either they belong to the lower class or higher class. We provide the best faculty for each and everybody. But same question I am asking to you, if we ready to give you best, why you are not ready to adopt that things?
कोई काउंटर क्वेश्चन है इसमें? जी.
As our sir said, the coachings are like the shortcut ways to get success. And we all know that still the results are not successful, even 0.1% students are getting success. So can we conclude from all this, the coachings are nowadays become a business?
Of course.
And what can we do to prevention? क्या कर सकते हैं लोगों की मेंटलिटी चेंज करने के लिए? एज ए पेरेंट्स फोर्स करते हैं, जो बच्चे नहीं भी जाना चाहते हैं कोचिंग, उनका एक माइंड सेट तैयार कर दिया जाता है कि अगर तुम्हें IIT क्रॉस करनी है, PhD क्रॉस करनी है. इनफैक्ट लास्ट ईयर इन द पेपर्स इट हैज़ बीन, मतलब one news had came that more and more students are being pressurized in those coachings. Still they are doing suicide. Every year 50 or 100 students suicide in these coachings, of these coachings. Still the parents are like, you have to go. You have to go because you want to be an IITian, you want to cross PMT, so you have to go. So what can we do to regulate it in a proper way that students should be like school, they should go to school?
हाँ, वही सर ने वही कहा, थोड़ा काउंसलिंग की जरूरत है.
Very good question, Ishita.
Okay, let me make it clear.
And the solution is counseling that we have started shealing school has already started counseling students as well as
काउंसलिंग के
parents.
लेवल पे काम हो रहा है सर कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं
Okay, let me make it clear. The first thing is what you said. So the parents are compelling. It's a kind of compulsion from the parents, right? Actually, they do not know what capabilities the students have. So people will be having the students will be having different types of capabilities. We say it is called an innate quality or a potentiality. Sometimes what happens is parents may not be knowing about what caliber does he have. You understand me?
Exactly.
So according to that, what the parents say, you should be able to find out what coaching do I need to do, or what stream do I need to study. That is one thing. And you are saying that the shortcut to the coaching centers are not the shortcut. That is, I should interrupt that because you are going to the coaching centers not for getting a success in the shortcut way. No. There is no way to get the success by going to. Is it like that?
No, actually, I want to clear the one thing is that she is just asking the one point is here कि why the parents are insist for that things. I got your point is here कि एक्चुअली क्या है बेटा आजकल समाज में इतनी स्पर्धा और प्रतिस्पर्धा है कि हर कोई अपने बच्चे को एक आइडल सेट करना चाहता है कि मैंने मतलब एक स्टेटस जिसे बोलते हैं ना दे वांट टू जस्ट मेंटेन दैट स्टेटस कि आज अगर मैं मैनेजर हूँ तो मेरा बच्चा एक मतलब कंपनी रन करने वाला होना चाहिए लाइक दैट लेकिन दे आर नॉट थिंकिंग लाइक दैट कि बच्चे की कैपेबिलिटी और कैलिबर कितना है तो यू स्टार्ट टू फेस दैट प्रॉब्लम क्लियरली यू वांट टू फेस ना तो दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट
यानी पूरी सोसाइटी को काउंसलिंग करने की जरूरत है
नहीं बहुत
और इस तरह के कार्यक्रमों से हम वही कर रहे हैं
पेरेंट्स के साथ काउंसलिंग ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है जो हम अपने स्कूल में कराते हैं और जो हमारा न्यू सेशन में आ रहा है तो ये ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम जस्ट बिकॉज इसीलिए वी वांट टू काउंसल आवर पेरेंट्स कि बच्चे के कैलिबर को चेक करो और सीबीएसई इस पर बहुत अच्छा रोल अदा करता है वो ज़रूरी नहीं पेन और पेपर से हम किसी को काउंसलिंग करें है ना पेन और पेपर से किसी बच्चे को इवेलुएट करना ज़रूरी नहीं according to their basis we will evaluate each and every student
even after
Next
counseling
question.
even after counseling parents do not understand that teachers are saying right or wrong they just know that okay IIT is good and you have to go to quota only and you have to become IITian only
उसी के लिए हम प्रयास कर रहे हैं इस तरह के शोज भी उसी के लिए हैं कि लोग बदलें
सर हम लोग नए सेशन में जा रहे हैं तो हम लोग को क्या चेंजेस देखने मिलेंगे स्कूल में
So you have entered into a new session, but every year when we transfer to the other section, we should try to improve our learning faculties. Learning faculties means this is the base on which our learning is built. Try to improve your memory power, learning capacity, analytical power, logical power, along with the intention of passing the examination. The final point is passing the examination. But along with the passing the examination, my advice is that you should build a sound base of the knowledge, the particular subject you are. Suppose today there was an incident. Please.
Yes.
There was an incident. You had already moved to the second commerce. But I had asked you a very important question which had a basic relevance. But you were not able to answer. But you were thorough with the accounting principles and all other aspects of the accounting. But you were not able to answer to my question, which was a very basic question. What could be the reason, I had explained you later. What happened? What was the reason you were not able to answer to my question? Even though it was the fact that you were more or less 80% aware of the accounting principles. Why it happened? Because there are two types of learning. Intensive learning, extensive learning. Intensive learning is what these quota people are doing. I have come across lot of engineers, they do not know other than their subject. I have come across lot of doctors, they do not know other than their subject. So, my advice is, whenever you learn a subject, focus of about your examination point of view, it comes as the intensive learning part. Because building a career, Other thing, you build up a general base of the knowledge. Sometimes that knowledge may not be useful for getting through 89% or 99%, but you will be having a sound knowledge throughout your life. That is what I was trying to learn in my childhood days. So what happened? My percentage of marks is less. But when it comes to a general discussion regarding the subject, I will come up. So my advice is, you have moved to the next session. Concentrate on your objective, final objective, getting past the examination. Plus, you have to build up a sound knowledge of the optional subject or whichever you are opting for. Understood? That is my advice, as well as my advice is. So what was the reason? I will come back to that point. Why you were not able to answer that question, even though you were thorough with all the other aspects? Why you did not go?
No, we would seriously blame ourselves for that. Actually, we were only focusing on the numericals, as we should always learn to the practical problems too, but we didn't. As we were only focusing on the numericals, so that we thought that it would only arrive in the question paper.
Ah, yes, you are. These quota people, what they are doing? Brilliant people, what they are doing? Getting past the examination.
Pertaining to Harsh's question, in fact, she was asking us about the changes being brought about, isn't it? So, in fact, Shealing Public School this year, this academic year onwards, tried to bring about a lot of changes and novelties. So that is the sign we are all here, in fact, okay? Almost all the faculties have been brought about from different parts of India, different parts of the world, we can say, okay? So, Mr. Sir will give just a brief of that now, okay? Sir is ready for that.
कि हमने आपके एकेडमिक लेवल को और ऊंचा उठाने के लिए विदेशों में जिन टीचर्स के एक्सपीरियंस हैं और अपने देश के तो हैं ही अच्छे स्कूलों में, वो आपके सामने आए हैं, आपके साथ आए हैं। आपका एकेडमिक स्टैंडर्ड एज वेल एज आपका जो थिंकिंग एंड लॉजिकल स्टैंडर्ड है वो आपका ऊंचा कर सके, ताकि आप न सिर्फ एक बहुत अच्छे स्टूडेंट बने, बल्कि आगे चल कर के जो आपको सिटीजन बनना है, आप एक बड़े स्ट्रॉन्ग सिटीजन बने। आपके पास थिंकिंग स्किल हो, आपके पास लॉजिकल स्किल हो, आपके पास एनालिटिकल स्किल हो। और इसके लिए आपके स्कूल ने और कई बात की है। जैसे इस वर्ष से हम लोगों ने इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट शुरू किया है। वेरी शॉर्टली वी विल हैव अ प्रोग्राम इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट एंड इट इज़ बेनिफिशियल टू कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट्स। And Harshit, I think you are from commerce. No, you are science. Oh, science. For industrial visit is important for science students also. Next, we have interaction with personality. 2 or 3 interactions you already have last year.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So you learn more. जब हमारे SP महोदय आए थे, कलेक्टर साहब आए, उनसे आपने इंटरेक्ट किया, उनके बारे में जाना, किस तरह से वो एक सक्सेसफुल इंसान बने, तो आपके अंदर भी एक जज्बा पैदा होता है कि हमें इनसे भी अच्छा बनना है। Am I right? इसी तरह से एक हम लोगों ने एक और बनाया है आपके लिए इस वर्ष कि जो अपने प्रदेश के या देश के चुने हुए सक्सेसफुल स्कूल्स हैं, उन स्कूल्स के साथ हमारे बच्चे इंटरेक्ट करेंगे। उनके वो बच्चे हमारे पास आएंगे और हमारे बच्चे भी उन स्कूल्स में जाएंगे। जो पॉजिटिविटी उनके पास है वो हम स्वीकार करेंगे, उसे हम ग्रहण करेंगे, और हमारे बच्चों में जो कैपेसिटी, हमारे में जो कैलेबर है, हमारे बच्चों में जो पॉजिटिविटी है, हमारे बच्चे में जो क्रिएटिविटी है, हमारे बच्चे के पास जो एनालिटिकल स्किल है, वो दूसरे स्कूल के बच्चों के पास भी हो।
Actually, my question is really different. Is meditation is necessary for education? Meditation is necessary for education. If yes, then how can we?
No, meditation, yoga and other activities which improve your mental capacity as well as your physical capacity, it can be utilized, and it will in indirect way as well as the direct way, it will help to improve your education. Definitely. 100% definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely.
Sir, I want to say a few words. I want to say a few words. Pragati, your question is meditation necessary? The answer is yes. Why? If we just half hour meal, we can survive. Because food is just necessary for energy provided. But how to control our systems? How to control our systems? It comes from meditation. And there are different modes of meditation, different types of meditation. In India, we Indian are the people who have different types of meditations. Even so many people go through meditation, they don't know they are meditating. Say, Navratra is going on, correct? Navdurga is going on. This is a type of meditation. But so many people are not knowing that they are just a part of a meditation, just they are in meditation, they don't know. What do we get from it? We get concentration. We get internal power. We be eternal to the work which we are doing. So eternity is very important. सततता, सतत जो रहता है लगातार, that we call eternity. अगर हम किसी चीज़ में eternal है, तो be eternal. Meditation is very important. We keep ourselves calm, quiet, and then we become powerful.
Okay, next question.
How can we improve our speaking skills?
Yes.
How much we are practice, that much we are getting. Even though we are not born and brought up in English country, but we taught by the Britishers or we are learning from that. So that only one thing, that is open our mouth for English, then English will come from our tongue. Listen the news or any other things and just practice. For that one, if you are learning something, just go to the terrace and open out what comes from your mind. Just to speak out. Nobody wanted to listen, nobody wanted to clarify, nothing. If you are practicing 1 month, automatically English will come out from your mouth. You can. No, don't hesitate. If anybody is smiling at you,
Speak what your mind was thinking.
yes, that is the one. Make free mind to anybody, to any person, to any subject. Then it will automatically comes in our mind. Automatically will come out of our mind. Yeah.
George Bernard Shaw
Ready to do.
was very shy of speaking in his childhood days. What he used to do, he used to come to the open air and speak loudly. That is why he became George Bernard Shaw.
Next question आप ले सकते हैं.
My question is quite related to that. I mean, as she told that we need to learn a lot, but what kind of institutions can really help us to improve our speaking skills? My main question is that.
The thing is, we are living in the world of 21st century.
Exactly.
Okay. And basically we are aiming at skills development. Skills development, it can be social skill, or a personal skill, or it is called an interpersonal relationship. It is a skill, it's also a skill, an emotional skill. And you asked me about basically about the learning and the reading. Now I remember what he said about, I remember that Francis Bacon's one point. Reading maketh a full man.
Francis Bacon.
Yes, conference a ready man and writing an exact man.
Exactly.
What does it
Francis
mean?
Bacon.
Yeah, what does it mean? Because go to the library, there are no such institutions. No institution will provide you the ability to develop your skills. Okay, instead of that, this book is enough, one textbook is enough. Read 100 times, 1000 times. Automatically, what happens is that there is an ability. It is called a reading ability. It develops automatically. It comes from inside. You understand me?
Exactly.
So that's what it says. It's an ability. Reading is read. That's what it says. So when you read more, automatically the capacity will be more. Reading ability will be more.
So nowadays we are seeing all the students are just running towards English. They just want to be best in English. सर इससे ये तो नहीं हो रहा है कि वो अपनी राष्ट्रभाषा जो हिंदी है उससे दूर हो रहे हैं कहीं ना कहीं.
हाँ, और मैं इसका जवाब तो हिंदी में ही दूँगी. रीज़न ये है कि इस चीज़ को तो मैं भी कहूँगी, एक भय रहता है पेरेंट्स के दिमाग में भी, और एक कंपटीशन की भी भावना होती है कि मेरे बच्चे बहुत अच्छी इंग्लिश बोलते, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं वो कहीं अपनी मातृभाषा को ना भूल जाए। उसके लिए शीलिंग इज़ अ बेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूट जो ना केवल आपको शिक्षा की ओर बढ़ाएगा, बढ़ोतरी करेगा उसमें, बल्कि आपको आपके कल्चर से भी रिलेट करना है। व्हेन आई जॉइन दैट इंस्टीट्यूट आई वाज क्वाइट सरप्राइज कि जो बच्चे थे यहाँ, फर्स्ट टाइम आई एंटर, दे टच माई फीट। I have the 13-year experience of international students. They just say hi ma'am, hello ma'am, like that. लेकिन here they touch. I was blessed that time. बहुत खुशी हुई मुझे शीलिंग को ज्वाइन करके इस चीज़ के लिए कि शीलिंग वाकई में बहुत उन्नति करता है, हमारे संस्कारों को संग में रखे हुए है और उसके साथ हमारी शिक्षा के लिए बहुत बड़े कदम उठाता है. And I will appreciate to my MD sir because he ready to accept each and everything there.
संस्कार एक आखिरी क्वेश्चन करेंगे, उनमें एक भी क्वेश्चन नहीं किया।
Really, you all have a great experience in field of education, and our school is fulfilling the promise of providing such a faculty and 100% English speaking environment. So, but how can you relate this with modern education or high tech education?
Actually, whatever we have the experience, we all are belong to the international school like that. And I want to say that few are the Anglo-Indian person are there. Okay, they have a different experience also. And we all are here, gathered here, just because to share our experience with you. High tech give the best role for that. कुछ कभी ऐसा होता है जिसको हम जो शेयर करना चाहते हैं. Suppose if we want to draw the some figure is there, it will take lot of time. Within a click, we will open that and we will show that mix, and after that we utilize that time for describing that things. That's why the high tech is awesome. I want to say the resource or the source to get the best.
Okay, shall I add one more point to that one? For example, as she said, English is not everything. Okay? I admit that. Okay. As far as Indians, our first emphasis should be to be inculcate in the Indian values. Okay? As she said, the values which the students of shealing practice. Really, it's good to be proud to be an Indian. Okay, so it is not that once we speak or continuously use English, we forget our mother tongue. It is always in our blood. Okay, we also got our own mother tongue in our blood, but at the same time, we are already fluent and proficient in our mother tongue. So what we need now is to improve our English, the proficiency. Most of you are fluent, but at the same time, we should also be proficient. That means we should get the natural speaking skill of a native English speaker. That's what our aim. Why? Again, because it is a global language now. It is a connecting language. As I was speaking to the students of class 12, the people from China, France, Japan, etc. are trying to learn English now. Previously, in fact, they insisted only on their mother tongue. But why? Because they cannot, otherwise they are kept alien. They are not having a kind of a connectivity to the other parts of the world. That's why. So if you want to succeed in future life, naturally we should be proficient in English. There's no doubt about it.
It is an international school, no?
And moreover, India is a multilinguistic country where thousands of languages are spoken. So, as far as Indians is concerned, it is not like the Russians or Japanese or the French or the Italians. They can fully learn Italian. Chinese can fully learn Chinese, no problem. But we people, we have problem, especially people from Kerala. We have to know more English than our mother tongue.
Exactly.
Actually, the government is following such a policy that it is a suffocating policy that in my childhood days, the kind of English I was getting, now the children are not getting there in our state. Why? Too much of linguistic mania for populist measures. You know what is populist measures? Populist measures to get the vote. Understood? So, a country like India or a state like Kerala, more than their mother tongue, English is more necessary. But as far as Chinese is concerned, Japanese is concerned, Russians are concerned, it is not stated. Throughout the Soviet Union, you can hear only 2 or 3 languages. But India, from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Tripura to Gujarat, how many lakh, even Madhya Pradesh, India, I am struggling to get.
बहुत सारे डाउट्स थे आपके दिमाग में, वो क्लियर हुए हैं discussion से। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप सभी का। आप इस कार्यक्रम में इतना ही वक्त था, लेकिन बहुत शानदार टॉक रही आज की और बढ़िया डिबेट रही, और ख़ासतौर पर आप सबके बहुत सारे डाउट्स आज क्लियर हुए होंगे कोचिंग्स को लेकर, हमारे एजुकेशन को लेकर, स्पीकिंग को लेकर, और निश्चित तौर पर आपके सहारे, इन कैमरों के सहारे बहुत सारे बच्चों के भी डाउट्स क्लियर होंगे। हम आगे भी इस तरह के टॉक आयोजित करते रहेंगे ताकि लोगों के जो डाउट्स हैं वो क्लियर होते रहें। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद आप सभी का। थैंक यू वेरी मच।